So before we begin, be the reason someone feels welcomed, seen, heard, valued, and supported. Let's remember to be kind to each other. We don't know what the other person is going through, and a little kindness sure does go a long way. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. Hi, my name is Rosie, and thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy day to spend a few moments with me. So in today's video, I'm going to do a flip through of a mini album that I just completed. I wanted to create an album that was all about my firstborn daughter, Samantha. The pictures within this album have nothing to do with St. Patrick's Day, but as crafters, when do we need a reason to create? Am I right? Okay, so this album is a 7x7 mini album that is in the shape of a shamrock. This album has 14 pages, and I just printed out several recent pictures of my daughter, and I had my Cricut maker cut out the pieces of paper in the form of shamrocks for me. So I used 3 different layers of paper for this album just to give it a little bit more stability, since I'm not using chipboard for the covers, for the front and back cover. So for the base of the album, I used Kraft cardstock, and then the middle layer of paper, I used 65-pound green cardstock. And then for the top layer of paper, I used DSP, Designer Series paper. I used the Doodlebug collection called Lots of Luck. I didn't go out and buy anything. I just wanted to create with whatever I had on hand. So I found that I had 2 6x6 paper pads, and that's it. I had no corresponding die cuts, ephemera, frames, things like that. So I didn't have anything, so I just created the embellishments from scratch, but it's so much fun. Okay, so as you can see, this album is rather chunky. I've included charm dangles wherever I could. I didn't care too much about how thick it would be, because I knew that I would be using the larger rings. So on the front, you can see that I included pom-pom, tassels, a little charm dangle, and a little banner, just something to give it a little bit more interest. So the next page, I found this shamrock in my stash, so I added that. And you can see that I've added tags, and I cut out different shapes. Here, I've made this accordion kind of flip book type thing. You'll see what I mean in a moment. So the first page, I just used a cut apart, and I matted it on gold. And then you flip it, and there's a little pocket right there. I just matted a cut apart on some mirror cardstock. Here's another cut apart, and here is a little pick that I made. I just took a few scraps, made them banners, attached some tulle, and placed it inside the pocket. This particular accordion folder has a few pockets. Made a little tab, and then you can see here, the next one, I made this vellum pocket and just placed a little cut apart in the envelope, and added a little sticker for the closure. So this is completely out of vellum. And then here is another pocket. Just made that little ephemera. How cute is that? And then we can flip it the other way, and it reveals more places. So here is another pocket. Again, I have just used a cut apart, just showing you where there's another space for a pocket to add additional things. I think I'm going to go back and add some tags. Here is another pocket, and again, I just took a cut apart and matted it on gold mirror cardstock. I think it's adorable. I've done all of the matting with the same paper throughout to give it consistency. And then here I've placed a little pink doily, and I made this little envelope so that I can add little things about my daughter in there. So there's the envelope. Close that up. And then we're back to the first page. And then I just used some seam binding from my scrap cabin, and just to kind of hold it together. I should have actually placed it underneath, but this works as well. Okay, in the next page, I made a library pocket, and then again, I matted my daughter's picture with some DSP and then the gold mirror cardstock, just to give it additional character. Added a little sentiment there and a circle embellishment. I have added some foam dots to this to give it a little bit more depth. Okay, and then on the next page, I've included this charm dangle. I have another picture of my daughter. White doily. I made a vellum DSP pocket right there. There's my daughter. Love having that little charm dangle on the corner. I just think it gives it a little bit more character, don't you? So there I just placed some beads and a little princess charm because she is my princess. Here I'm giving you just a little close-up. Look at that little charm. How cute is that? I loved picking out all the pieces to make the charms. So much fun. Okay, on the next side, I made another pocket. Again, it's vellum and DSP. And with this one, I wanted to do something a little bit different. So I made this little flip, we'll call it. So there's vellum. I just fussy cut an image out and placed it on the top. And when you flip the vellum, it reveals another sentiment. So hello, sweet lady. I was trying to be really creative on what I can place inside the pocket. So I thought this came out super cute. So the next page, I took some pink or hot pink crepe paper and made a little ruffle trim on the side of this Polaroid. And then I just made sure to mat both the Polaroid and my daughter's picture with the same paper. I did pop up the heart on some foam dots to give it a little bit of depth. And then on the next page, I just made this tag, used some circles. I took this cut apart page and didn't even cut it apart, just use it whole. Made another pocket out of vellum and DSP and matted my daughter's picture on some cardstock. I included 2 little cut aparts that came with the collection, and I matted them on the gold mirror cardstock. I made this envelope. Just added a few different points of interest, and then included that pink paper clip as well. You'll see that I added some different elements. So I have made this charm dangle. So I cut out a few different shapes, added it to my dangle, added some beads, a little smiley heart, and it's supposed to be 3D, but of course it gets squished being in the middle of the album, but that's okay. Doesn't bother me. It's just so cute. Okay, and So I have my daughter's picture, and I have a tag with a pretty cut apart, and trying to get some glitter off of my page. And then this little flip notebook is absolutely the cutest thing. It's my favorite piece of this whole album. So I made this little notebook, and I'm trying to see if you can see it well. I placed a smile sticker on it, and then I had this teeny tiny little heart paper punch. So I just punched it at the bottom, as you see there. And then when you open it up, it has tons of pages. So it's a little notebook, tiny little notebook. But I'm going to include some things that I love about my daughter. I figured I'd wait till the video was over because it is personal. But I will go ahead and I will fill it all out with all of the things that I love about my daughter. So I thought that that was a nice little interest for the album. Okay, and on the next page, you can see that I have a few more different elements. Now I've done a hot pink rosette, and I placed a love you sticker in the middle. I have my daughter's picture matted. I placed a tab top on top of it with some gold gems. And then you'll see that I made a tag, and I placed a few different pieces on top of it. I have a doily, some paper punches. And then on the next page, I made this bow. It's so pretty. I made this bow and then placed it on top of a doily and another picture. The next page, I have another Polaroid frame, doily, picture of my daughter, a few stickers. And then on the next page, this one's a little bit more simple. I should have matted that cut apart, but I didn't. That's okay. And here I see a little bit of glue that's stuck to the gem, and it's going to drive me crazy, so I need to just get it off. I could have cut it out of this video, but you know what? It's real life, guys, real life. Okay, and then just matted my daughter's picture. And that is the end of the album. The back of the album, you can see that I have adhered my seam binding, and at the bottom I placed a wood veneer banner that just says "With Love." And that completes the flip through of my mini album. Have you guys started working on St. Patrick's Day crafts yet? I think I'm going to start St. Patrick's Day and Easter coming up with the next week. I'm going to start thinking about some different things that we can make together, and I'm so excited. So let me think, have you worked with shaped albums? Let me know what you made. Did you do them by hand? Did you do it with a cricut? Did you do it with another sort of tool? Let me know down below. I'd love to hear about it. All right, guys, that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for taking a moment out of your day. I know you're busy. I know life is crazy, but I really appreciate you taking the time to spend a few moments with me, kind of going through my little mini album. All right, guys, until the next time, stay safe, be kind, and keep it creative.